Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday hosted the third post-budget webinar today, focusing on agriculture and rural transformation via video conferencing. Speaking during the webinar, Prime Minister highlighted that agriculture remains the mainstay of Indian economy and a strategic pillar for nation's long-term developmental journey. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Friday asserted that the era of big deals between dominant powers is over, stating that global multipolarity is now an irreversible reality rooted in shared historical experiences. Speaking at the Raisina Dialogue 2026 on Author's Corner, The Geometry of Power, Jaishankar said that expecting the world to remain frozen in the realities of 1945 or even 1989 was unrealistic. Finnish President also spoke at the session, stressing that the ongoing conflicts show the urgent need for a new multilateral movement. At Raisina Dialogue 2026, Minister of State for External Affairs of India, Kirti Vardhan Singh, reflected on the theme of samskara, called assertion, accommodation, advancement, and said that India's approach to global affairs is rooted in its civilizational wisdom. Speaking at the Raisina Dialogue, Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi highlighted India's commitment to Atmanirbharta in defence while actively collaborating with partner nations. Addressing the maritime conclave Sagar Sankalp, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh stressed self-reliance is the only way to stay relevant and ready in the present era of uncertainty. Referring to the current conflict situation in West Asia, the minister raised concerns and said that when there is a disruption or interruption in a region surrounded by sea, it directly impacts the supply of oil and gas. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan graced the 8th convocation ceremony of Nagaland University at Lumami on Friday. The Vice President commended Nagaland University for its significant contributions to higher education and congratulated the graduating students. India's Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday arrives on a one-day visit to Odisha, where he attended the 57th Raising Day ceremony of the Central Industrial Security Force on Friday. Addressing the gathering, Minister Amit Shah said that CISF has played a crucial role in Prime Minister Modi's determination of making the country free from Naxalism by March 31st this year. India's representative to the United Nations, Parvatineni Harish, briefed the Group of 77 and China on the outcomes of the AI Impact Summit held this month in New Delhi. He reiterated that artificial intelligence should be treated as a global common good. 2 Indian Air Force pilots killed after a Sukhoi Su-30 MKI fighter jet crashed in Assam on Thursday night and have been identified as squadron leader Anuj and Flight Lieutenant Purvesh Durakkar. According to initial reports, the aircraft lost radar contact shortly after taking off from the Air Force Station in Jorhat during a routine training exercise. Senior officials from the district administration and security agencies visited the crash site of Sukhoi Su-30 MKI fighter aircraft in the hilly region of Karbi and informed that search operations are underway in the area. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh expressed his condolences to the bereaved families and said that their courage and service to the nation will always be remembered with pride and gratitude. 7th edition of the India-Japan Joint Military Exercise Dharma Guardian is currently underway at the Foreign Training Centre in Chaubatia village of Uttarakhand's Almora district. The Indian Navy's sail training ship INS Tarangini arrived in Colombo on Friday after completing an ocean sailing training passage with trainee officers from Sri Lanka Navy. The Indian Army will host the Gaurav Senani Samaroh in Rajasthan's Churu on March the 8th to honour veterans, Veer Naris and Veeranganas from across the district. Indian benchmark indices ended lower on Friday. Nifty was down 315.45 points at 24,450.45. At close, the Sensex was down 1,097 points at 78,918.9. Indian rupee ended at day's low at 91.74 per dollar on Friday. Gold futures maturing on the 2nd of April were priced at 1,60,699 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of May maturity stood at 2,65,728 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. India's Trade and Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal said that India is holding talks with the shipping ministry and companies in the sector to free up cargo marooned by the disruption of key global trade routes. Brent crude oil futures is priced at $88.83 per barrel on Friday. US stocks slipped on Friday as the ongoing conflict in West Asia raised concerns over rising energy cost and inflation. Shares of Nvidia and advanced micro devices fell over 1%, while natural gas ETFs moved higher. Amid tensions in the West Asia, the Asian Development Bank's chief economist said that the impact on growth in developing Asia would likely be modest if the conflict lasts only about a month. South Korea plans to receive 6 million barrels or more of crude oil from the United Arab Emirates. Officials say the move aims to help stabilize domestic energy supply and ease pressure on oil prices. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said on Friday that some countries have begun mediation efforts to end the West Asian conflict involving United States and Israel. Israel conducted fresh strikes on Iran and Lebanon on Friday and vowed to escalate to a new phase in the West Asia conflict that has spiraled rapidly throughout the region and beyond. An Iranian missile attack on Israel left damages and several residents lightly wounded near Tel Aviv on Friday. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said Khyber missiles were fired towards Tel Aviv as part of its Operation True Promise 4. The conflict has spilled across the Gulf. Kuwait confirmed 67 soldiers injured. Bahrain reported Iranian strikes on a hotel and residential buildings in Manama. And Saudi Arabia destroyed multiple drones and missiles near Riyadh. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held security consultations with top officials in Israel as the conflict involving Iran and Hezbollah continued to escalate. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Denon, stated that Tehran's missile volume is declining and said that its ability to disrupt the Strait of Hormuz will be severely diminished within days. United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk warned that large-scale evacuation orders issued by Israel for parts of Beirut and southern Lebanon raise serious concerns under international humanitarian law. UN spokesperson expressed concerns over global energy supply on Thursday, describing the situation as very, very worried. A military aircraft was seen over a British Royal Air Force base in Cyprus on Thursday, which had been struck by an Iranian-made drone days earlier. Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani visited the National Command Center of the Ministry of Interior on Thursday and was briefed on the country's crisis and emergency management system. US President Donald Trump has hinted that Tehran was reaching out to the United States about making a deal. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi rejected Trump's claims and said that Tehran has not asked for a ceasefire. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said Iran is seeking to escalate the conflict in the West Asia by attacking other countries in the region indiscriminately. NATO has increased its alliance-wide ballistic missile defense posture following the intercept of a missile from Iran targeted at Turkey. Sri Lanka Navy offloaded 208 crew members from a second Iranian vessel off the island's coast a day earlier following a US submarine strike on a first Iranian warship in the same region that left 87 people dead and several others missing. Video and photographs released by the Sri Lankan Navy shows survivor being transferred from lifeboats onto stretchers at the Call Naval Base before being taken to the hospital in ambulances. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said on Friday that 3 of their defence personnel were on board a United States submarine that sank an Iranian warship with a torpedo in the Indian Ocean, but stressed they did not take part in the attack. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney arrived in the Japanese capital Tokyo on Friday. He met Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takeichi and the two leaders pledged to deepen bilateral ties. Russia on Friday said that Russia and Ukraine have swapped another 300 prisoners of war each. The United States and United Arab Emirates acted as mediators in the exchange. Counting of votes is going in every constituency of Nepal. Nepal's Rashtriya Swatantrata Party, led by Balendra Shah, is heading towards a landslide victory in the country's first general elections since the youth-led protests. Time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Open your mind to a whole new world. Explore mystic wonders of nature in the forests.
Welcome back. Let's continue. India Meteorological Department has forecast temperatures rising in Jammu division. A possible western disturbance around March the 10th may bring light rainfall to parts of the valley. The IMD has forecast isolated to scattered light rainfall and snowfall over Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand between the 7th of March and the 12th of it. Authorities say the weather activity may bring a slight drop in temperatures across the hill states during the period. Unusually warm weather continues across Kashmir Valley with temperatures staying 8 to 10 degrees above normal. According to IMD, the region has experienced a dry spell since February, keeping daytime temperatures above the seasonal average. IMD says maximum temperatures are expected to remain 4 to 6 degrees Celsius above normal over northwestern parts of the country. Temperatures are also likely to rise by 3 to 5 degrees Celsius over adjoining parts of central India during the week. Isolated to scattered light to moderate rainfall with thunderstorms, lightning and gusting winds is likely over East Indian state of Odisha from 7th till the 9th of March. The IMD predicts thunderstorms and lightning over Arunachal Pradesh from 8th till the 12th of March. Rainfall activity is also expected over other northeastern states of India between 9th and 12th of March. Fresh snowfall has turned Turkey's Yarlikos mountain into a stunning winter landscape. The 2,020-meter-high mountain covered in pine and fir forests also serves as an important ecological hub with rich biodiversity and wild animal species. Also in Turkey, freezing temperatures hit Sarikamis in Kars with the mercury dropping to minus 15 degrees Celsius, forming icicles and frost across the region. Meanwhile, fresh snowfall and earthwind has blanketed the Kafsur Plateau, creating picturesque winter scenes. Trees weakened by storms and coastal erosion are falling along a beach near Royan in western France. Emergency work has now begun to secure the area and prevent further damage. Officials say the coastline in this region is receding by around 10 to 15 meters. Spring has begun in Mongolia's Tuv province, starting the lambing season. Herder Jarlikasai Khan's camp is filled with newborn lambs after careful winter livestock management. In North Indian state of Himachal Pradesh, the village of Rumsu in Kullu district came alive as locals celebrated the vibrant Fagli festival with grass mask and traditional costumes. The highlight of the festival is the traditional mask dance performance to folk music, believed to ward off evil spirits and ensure good harvest. In UP's Varanasi, residents celebrated the unique Gulab Badi tradition with rose petals showered in the air and traditional songs filling the streets. The vibrant celebration marked by folk music and cultural performances reflects the rich heritage of ancient city of Kashi. Preparations are underway for Mahakumbh Abhishekam at Sri Durga Maleswara Swami Varla's Devasthanam temple in Andhra Pradesh. Temple authorities and devotees are gearing up for sacred ceremony, which is expected to draw large numbers of pilgrims to Vijayawada. The PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana is gaining momentum in Hailakandi district of Assam, with many households adopting solar power. Officials say more than 700 consumers have already benefited from the scheme, helping families reduce electricity bills through rooftop solar installations. Britain's iconic dog show Crufts has kicked off in Birmingham, attracting a record number of overseas entries this year. More than 20,000 dogs from around the world are competing for the coveted Best in Show title at the 4-day canine spectacle. Art and luxury auction house Christie's unveiled its redesigned auction rostrum, marking 260 years since the company was founded in 1766. The rostrum has witnessed historic sales including Salvatore and the record-breaking Paul Allen collection. In Mongolia, 6 wild deer from Port Khan Mountain have wandered into a residential area of Ulaanbaatar, drawing the attention of local residents. 2 pairs of giant panda twins born in 2023 have made their public debut at Chinling 4A Rare Animal Science Park in China. The playful cubs entertained visitors with acrobatic moves and bamboo feasts, delighting crowds with their lively antics. In Turkey, magnolia trees have begun to bloom at the historic Ehlamur pavilions. The spring blossoms are drawing visitors to Istanbul, where history and nature come together at the centuries-old cultural site. Residents in Hong Kong marked Jinx with traditional ritual known as villain hitting. Elderly women were seen beating paper effigies to symbolically ward off enemies and bad luck. In Vietnam, river-based tourism in Ho Chi Minh City is gaining popularity, with night cruises along the Saigon River attracting growing numbers of visitors. The mega concert V-Fest organized by Vietnam Television has been nominated for Program of the Year at the 2026 Devotion Music Awards. English filmmaker Peter Jackson will receive the honorary Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. This award recognizes his outstanding contribution to cinema and his visionary filmmaking. Titanic actor joins cast of sports comedy series Tick for its season 2, starring alongside Owen Wilson in the golf-based show. Global pop star Ricky Martin will perform at the closing ceremony of ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup at Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium before the final begins. The announcement was made by ICC on social media. Fans of English singer-songwriter and actor Harry Styles are flocking to Holmes Chapel, visiting landmarks from the star's early life. Tourism has surged ahead of Manchester concert and new album release. Indian actor Priyanka Chopra Jonas will present an award at the 98th Academy Awards, joining several Hollywood stars as the presenters of the ceremony. The Delhi government has extended the deadline for film submissions for the inaugural International Film Festival of Delhi to March the 10th, ahead of the festival scheduled from the 25th till the 31st of March. Hindi courtroom comedy series Mamla Legal Hai will return with season 2 on an OTT platform on the 3rd of April, featuring Ravi Kishan and others. The trailer of Bollywood actor Nana Patekar's socio-political thriller series Sankalp has been released. The show marks Patekar's OTT debut and will premiere on the 11th of March. The first glimpse of Indian actor Naga Chaitanya's pan-India mythical thriller Vrishukarma, directed by Karthik Tanduhas, has been unveiled. Telugu comedy drama Ustad Bhagat Singh, starring Indian actor Pawan Kalyan, will now release worldwide on the 19th of March, a week earlier than its previously scheduled 26th of March release. In sports, India defeated England by 7 runs in a thrilling semi-final encounter at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai to make it to the finals. India will face New Zealand in the T20 Cricket World Cup final on Sunday as captain Suryakumar Yadav aims to guide the team to a record third title. Sanju Samson broke Rohit Sharma's record for most sixes in a single edition of T20 World Cup during semi-final against England. England's Jacob Bethel scored a 45-ball century against India to the semi-finals and became the youngest English player to score centuries in all 3 formats. Indian opener Sanju Samson has been included in 8-player shortlist for the T20 World Cup Player of the Tournament list. Real Madrid face Celta Vigo at Estadio Abanca Balaidos as they look to end a run of 2 straight defeats in La Liga. Walid Regragui has stepped down as Morocco's head coach months before the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Mohamed Ouhabi will take over the role. Tottenham Hotspur lost by 3-1 to Crystal Palace in Premier League after Mickey Van de Ven was sent off and Ismaila Sarr scored twice for Palace. US President Donald Trump welcomed Lionel Messi and Inter Miami team to the White House after their 2025 MLS Cup victory. Saudi Pro League continued with matches despite regional tensions linked to Iran war, staging 1 game on Thursday. Uncertainty surrounds Iran's World Cup preparations as geopolitical tensions threaten plans for team's training base in Tucson. Novak Djokovic says he's still motivated to compete and has no plans to retire from tennis. World champion D. Gukesh's winless run continues at Prague International Chess Festival, played out a draw against Vincent Kema of Germany in the 8th and penultimate round. Venus Williams returned to action at Indian Wells but lost to Frances Diana Perry in the first round of Paribas Open. And the inaugural Khelo India Tribal Games will be held in Chhattisgarh from the 25th of March till the 6th of April across Raipur, Jagdalpur and Sarguja. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. Don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.